anniversary with
I
my
want to
homework
get
today,
started
Hass.
on today's broadcast on my endless coverage on Afghanistan by first and foremost talking about what they took from us.
Nice t-shirt.
Okay? I'm not talking about the people of Afghanistan. I'm not talking about the Taliban. I'm talking about the liberal mainstream media and what they took from us. We're going to look at all the bad takes on the timeline, obviously. That's an important part of news coverage. Don't be crazy now. I'm talking about the lying mainstream liberal media and what they took from us. Here's what it is. Statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. Still my president. Okay. Donald Trump, once again, just absolutely blasting incredible takes from the desk. Okay, from the desk of Donald J. Trump. I mean, this literally reads like a fucking, like, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, I'm just going to read it to you. Can anyone even imagine taking out our military before evacuating civilians and others who have been good to our country and who should be allowed to seek refuge? In addition, these people left top flight and highly sophisticated equipment.
Game week.
Who can believe such incompetence? Under my administration, all civilians and equipment would have been removed. So, first of all, like, he's so, his Twitter fingers are so juicy. Like, he just sounds literally like a different person. Like, as though he was never the president, as though we don't know what he did when he was the president. But, you know, off-season Donald Trump is just, you know, based anti-imperialist, routinely expresses his disdain for the American military's incompetence. It's like so wild. Dog, you literally negotiated this evacuation. I don't even have a problem with it. Okay? I said it back then. It's the right thing to do.
Wow,
it's the smart thing to do, and it's the right thing to do. Same with, I'm consistently saying this for Joe Biden as well. It is the absolute utilitarian, ultimately morally right thing to do, is to pull out of fucking Afghanistan and allow the people of Afghanistan to have sovereignty. Now, that doesn't mean that the Taliban is great. That doesn't mean that the Taliban means that the people of Afghanistan are going to have sovereignty. Obviously, that is not the case. Okay? Isn't it normal for the U.S. Army to leave stuff behind after destroying or damaging it beyond use while retreating? Yes, because they are very expensive. These are expensive pieces of machinery, and flying them back to the United States or another base is oftentimes not the smart thing to do. So they usually blow them up. Okay? Or they fuck them up beyond a state of repair. For some weird reason, they did not do that in Bagram and literally just fucking left without telling the Afghan security forces they were leaving. If you ask the Afghan security forces, that's the case. If you ask the American forces, they say, we let them know that we were going to leave, but we did not give them the exact date and time because that was a security concern.
Thank you for sensibly radicalizing me.
Maybe it's the right thing to do, but anything that involves people hanging on to planes and falling off because they want to escape is not handled well at all. Dude, it's a war, man. What are you guys talking about? Like, yeah, no shit. Okay. I don't have a problem with, like, literally allowing every Afghan person that wants to come to the United States, open fucking doors. Do you? Does Donald Trump? Because it seems like he is into that idea, but I don't think he is. Also, the people who are saying, remember when he pulled out of Syria in the sloppiest way and left the Kurds to die? Well, that's not exclusive to Donald Trump. That's always been the case for Kurds. The American allegiance with the Kurds and Kurds know this better than the fucking Afghan security forces knew this, is always conditional. Okay? For the record, I just want to point out that, like, once again, I'm going to talk about this a lot today. This was Donald Trump's evacuation and withdrawal negotiation, okay? Which the Joe Biden administration, until like last week, was totally willing and able to take ownership of and fucking claim credit for. Don't get me wrong. But like anyone who's saying, and this just basically draws that same bipartisan line from Democrats to Republicans when it comes to foreign policy. Like, this is basically just reinforcing that very same, very basic American function that I've described to you guys a million times over.
17
it just shows that once again. But the people are just shit-slinging at one another for political brownie points, when in fact it was Donald Trump's literal fucking historic peace deal with the Taliban. One of the dudes that was in the palace, okay? One of the dudes that was in the fucking palace that was, you know, posted up wearing his fucking drip was literally released by Donald Trump's administration from Guantanamo Bay, dude. Like, what do you mean? And now, of course, the GOP is removing the page praising Donald Trump's historic peace deal with the Taliban as every fucking Republican rushes.
3 months.
As every Republican rushes to act like they were not in favor of Donald Trump's historic peace deal with the Taliban. Okay?
Hey, Hussein, thanks for helping me not go crazy during quarantine and WFH and not be so doomer about
the dude that was released from Guantanamo is the president now, actually. Yeah. And the media is whipped up in a fucking frenzy, nearly identical to the same whip up of frenzy that they were engaged in that fucking brought us into Afghanistan in the first place, dude. 90% of the country in the aftermath of 9/11 wanted to fucking attack Afghanistan. 90%. You think that's a fucking accident, dude? The media will never take ownership of how much they bang the fucking war drums. And then they turn around and literally extend
12-month pog.
The never-ending wars by making it seem like the only way to fucking defend the Afghan citizens is by permanently staying there and permanently doing occupation.
Your thing, bro.
Like, let's just turn Afghanistan into a vassal state for the United States.